Hello, everybody. This is Scott Voak, and we're going to do our second session with Elizabeth Leahy. Elizabeth is the interior designer I use to get homes ready to go on the market, and we did a segment about a month ago talking about what she does and the mistakes people make and the range of the services she provides. And I had several other questions, so I asked her to come back. So, Ellie, how are you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for coming back on. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I have a question. We talked about the scope of things and some mistakes people make and how you can help. But when you look at interior design and a home, what are two or three things that are always true? I mean, there's like gravity is always there in physics, but the other things change. What is always constant that doesn't change much in time that people need to consider?
Proportion and scale. Whatever you're doing in a space, you really have to look at the proportion of the material that you're using and the scale of the space that you're using it in. What I tend to see a lot of as you come into a space and maybe the furniture is kind of diminutive for the space, or the opposite. Some of the furniture is too big for the space. You have to kind of look at making sure that everything kind of works comfortably for the environment. And then the other thing is to really look at how everything interrelates with each other. There's actually, not to get into too much detail, but there's actually 17 elements and principles of design. And you look at scale and proportion and texture and all these various things, and they all work with each other, and it creates a sense of harmony. And that's what you really want to have in any space that you're in. You want to walk in and feel comfortable.
Okay, so stepping back from things that are always constant, there's always trends. What are two or three of the current trends that you're seeing, and are they lasting, or are they kind of traps that people are going to have to fix in 7 years?
Well, what typically happens in our market is you get 7 to 10 years of cool colors and then 7 to 10 years of warm colors. Right now, we're kind of moving out of the cool phase. So the gray and white that we've all loved so much is starting to turn taupe, and it's starting to turn cream. So we're kind of heading back more towards the warmer colors. And then with that being said, then you're still seeing the contrast of blue, like is very popular in kitchens right now and in islands and things of that sort. And then the other thing that's a big trend is all of the cement looking tile, which is actually historically from way back when in Spain, from hundreds of years ago. Material's still there, but it's just become very trendy in the marketplace now, and I don't see that tile look lasting much longer.
Okay. Let me ask you about two surfaces that I deal with as an agent all the time. The first being countertops. So, you go back 15 years ago and it was, 4-inch tiles, and then it went to granite, and there was Caesar stone, and now I'm hearing about quartz. If I wanted to put something in that is going to look good, my family's going to love, but is also going to retain its value and help me sell for a higher price, what would you do?
The thing that's really kind of selling well right now is quartzite, which is a little bit stronger than a granite. It looks more like a marble in terms of it being lighter and white with kind of veining and things of that sort going through it. It's denser than a granite, so I mean, not that there's really much maintenance attached to granite anyways, but because marbles have been so popular in their appearance, and then that's where you were saying that the quartz products have kind of jumped into that bandwagon. But the quartzite has a softer, more elegant look to it. I'm seeing people use it in their kitchens and their bathrooms, cladding walls, whatever they're interested in doing with it. And it's not really that much different in price than a granite. It just has a softer, more casual look to it, where a lot of the granites may have some of the wild patterning that people are wanting. Calmer and calmer spaces nowadays, and that's kind of what they're gravitating towards. So anything that's, I'd say, marble looking without it being marble would be a good choice.
Okay, so you said quartzite. Is quartzite the same as quartz? So when I hear people going, I've got a quartz counter, is that really quartzite, or are those two different things?
They're two different things. A quartz counter is typically 95% quartz and 5% resin. So it's the binding agents that give it that kind of uniform appearance to it, where quartzite is actually a natural product, and its derivative is what you see in the quartz itself, the man-made product. So it's a little bit confusing, but when you look at them side by side, you can very easily see the differences, where a quartz product has more uniform look to it, and a quartzite is man at its finest, doing some nice motion.
Okay, is there any difference in durability, or am I okay with either?
With a quartz product, what you'll find is that if it's actually left in an area where there's sun, it can fade. If you drag things across that, it may have a sharp surface to it, you can scratch it. So it's something you need to be careful about when using a quartz product. Is, I would say, in a kitchen area, is just make sure it's not exposed to any windows. People like it because of its uniformity. You just have to be aware of the fact that it will show some surface scratching on it as well, where the quartzite doesn't have any issues at all.
Okay, okay. So quartzite, I'm better off just paying a little bit more money and get something that's going to give me peace of mind,
Yeah,
especially if I've got kids.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay. Now, what about the second surface that I'm always dealing with is flooring. And, you know, 70s it was carpet, and we've gone through, you know, ceramic tile, travertine tile, hardwood floors, different types of laminate. I'm seeing a lot of, I guess, you know, it's a combination tile, or is it wood, or is it laminate? I'm seeing a lot of good product come out lately that wasn't available even a couple years ago. What are you recommending for people who are trying to upgrade their floors with something that's durable but also looks good?
What's really, really popular right now in the marketplace all the way across, regardless of where your house is in terms of where its location is luxury vinyl tile. It's actually been very popular in the commercial sector for, gosh, almost a decade now, and it's starting to make its way into the residential sector. And because of that, the appearance of the material, it's meant to look like wood, is very, very realistic. It's much better than any laminates that I've seen. And people love using it when they're in a space where you have to be concerned about water. Say you have a downstairs and there's a pool out the back, or you have dogs you need to be concerned with. It's more multi-purpose, so you don't have to worry about the dog scratching in. You don't have to worry about the pool eating away at your wood if it was actually wood. So it's gaining quite a bit of popularity because of that. Its ability to just kind of be very durable.
Awesome. Okay. And where's the cost come in with that compared to like a travertine or a hardwood?
It's significantly less expensive. You're talking anywhere from like $3 to $4 a square foot for the material.
And what is hardwood running now?
Hardwood, for really good quality hardwood, you're probably looking anywhere from $6 to $12 a square foot.
Wow. So we're half to one quarter of the cost, and it's more
Yeah.
durable.
And when you really look at it, and it's going in, San Diego luxury high-rise apartment buildings and condominiums. So it's not like it's limited to, somebody who's in a condo and is just starting out. It's really just appealing to a mass market.
Cool. All right. Hey, well, thank you for coming on. And how can people get a hold of you if they want to hire you for a consultation or do a job inside their house?
Typically what it comes down to is it's an hourly rate. It's $125 an hour. But what I do is I come out and I meet with the person and I look at their lifestyle and their choices and the things they want to do, and look at the budget of what they're trying to spend, and then come up with an average. Okay, when I've done a space like this, it's taken me 20 hours, it's taken me 30 hours. And I give people 3 options from whatever it is that we're looking at, and they have a set point as to what it may cost them to get the materials done. I would say the average person maybe spends about $1,500 to $2,000 to do several rooms in their house. And that's simply because I have the resources, I can get the material pretty quickly, and I know where to get it from. And then I pass those savings on to the consumer too. So I've had quite a few clients say that whatever they spend with me hourly, they get back with the discounts, with the little hidden places that they've never heard of before, and they don't have any headaches.
Okay, so like if you're buying a bunch of furniture, you're getting it a whole lot cheaper than I'm going to get it walking into Jerome's, and so I get a little bit of savings there, and that helps cover some of your cost.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. And then my house doesn't end up with a teal wall. That would be kind of cool. All right. Well, okay. I've got a bunch of other questions, but I think we're out of time. Can you really quickly let people know how do they get a hold of you if they want to reach you? What is your email address?
Sure. It's Elizabeth at Leahy, which is Leahy, interiordesign.com. And my website is the same. It's leahyinteriordesign.com. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Pinterest. Every site you can find on house, I'm there. And then my phone number, the old-fashioned one, is
Old fashioned way.
858-229-2861.
All right. Hey, I want to get together with you again in another month or two and record. I've got like 4 or 5 more questions, but thank you very much for coming on tonight. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Okay.